We are live from, we'll say, virtual second cup of coffee here today. And I'm Jason,
I'm Pili.
and this is second cup of coffee. Excited to get after it with you guys today, and let's get this started.
Let's get it started. So weird not having you in the office. You usually press all the buttons. And aloha, we are black. Yay!
Hey everyone, how's it going today? So it is second cup of coffee, and this is travel edition or partly travel edition. So this is missing family edition, but we are here. We are getting after it. How you doing?
Doing really good. Doing very, very good. Leo's sleeping, so I have my second cup of coffee here, aloha grown, and the kids are doing a little bit of educational screen time. So we are
So
having a good day today.
So we have 60, almost 67% of quiet kids out there,
Yes,
which could be two-thirds of kids getting in trouble that they're being quiet about.
they have screens, so they could be in my Amazon account right now and ringing up my my credit card. Who knows?
What is it that Amazon Prime has the kids version where you actually cannot buy things, right? Because Luke got pretty savvy that buying episodes of Funny Bunnies, which they love Funny Bunnies, and I'm still missing the
Sunny
allure of it.
Sunny Bunny.
It was Sunny Bunnies. Maybe that's why
Sunny.
I had the name wrong. But now it's Sunny Bunnies. It sounds so much better.
I
But
like
yeah,
Funny Bunny. I call it Funny
it's
Bunny.
basically it's like addiction on a whole new level because it's basically five fur balls that run around to the same music for 15 minutes at a clip, and it's like
And they do fun things.
they do fun things. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that sums it up. But
But
that's
see,
kind of like our day in overall. We have three little fur balls without the fur, just doing fun things.
I mean, if you think about it, we have 5 little fur balls. We have 5 of them because if you count Jack and Jill, we have Jack, Jill, Luke, Lily, Leo, and they're all running around doing crazy things and jumping all over the place, being funny. The greatest thing, because at first the cartoon irritated me. So I was just like, what's the point? There's no point. But the point is that they find it funny. I mean, they giggle their heads off. It's
Correct.
so cute just to hear Luke just kind of like, it's like he's like guffawing. It's so
Is there anything better than child laughter? Just hearing them laugh and just pure laughter.
oh, that laughter is everything. It's
Yeah.
everything. Talking about everything. What are we talking about today? We're talking about how to live your life like a superhero, like Superman, like Superwoman.
Hmm. I think it comes down a lot because I was thinking you're gonna know how to have the childlike spirit in yourself. Whether it's
Mhm.
that does carry through, right? We all think of like, being a superhero, right? And a superhero when we were young, um, it was there's Batman, there's Superman, but it's also a lot of these roles that we looked up to, like astronauts, right? That was a superhero, still is, right? It's like this mystique of going off into the unknown. What do you think?
Jumping off of the cliff and flying into the fight or into the danger or into whatever their goal is. I mean, today, in fact, they have put together their own superhero game. So this is appropriate. They run around like crazy people. I was like, what are you guys doing? They're like, Luke's like, I'm the supervillain, and Lily and Leo are the superheroes, and they're running after me, and sometimes I run after them, and we hit each other with paper. I'm just like, okay, just don't give each other paper clips and stay away from your heads. I guess that's okay. But it's so cute to watch them because they're so into the thought of it. And they're like, Leo and Lily's goal is to get Luke. And they're going to get Luke because he's the supervillain. He's the bad guy. So if we approached life like that, like we're going to take down that big audacious goal, that what does Tony Robbins call it? That worthy opponent, that whatever is in our way, we're going to take it down. Like we are the superhumans, the superheroes of our own life. And then when Luke turns around, he's the supervillain. He's like, wah, ha, 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 much louder, by the way. It is adorable to watch him just kind of turn the tides on his little sister and brother and just start like creeping up on them. But all of a sudden, like they'll both realize their power, Lily and Leo, and they'll turn on him and start like tackling him to the ground with pieces of colored construction paper and just like waggling it all over his face. It's the cutest thing. I think
You know,
we should all tackle life like that more often.
well, it's in the pursuit of anything that you have to find just love with what you're doing, right? I think there. Remember the Actor Studio, right? That show, the Actor Studio. Well, they used to talk. I forget who it was, but they talked about playing an evil villain. When you're playing the evil villain, you don't think of yourself like I'm the bad guy, right? Because ultimately nobody in that mind thinks of themselves as quote unquote the bad guy. They think of themselves of finding justice or finding action behind what they're doing. And if it just happens to be that they have a pursuit, not that we're promoting bad things to happen, but it's the parallel of in your life. It is that pursuit of happiness, right? The Will Smith movie where you spend your time. You can be your own superhero, right? You can be anything from Superman to the Mandalorian. You can, or Baby Yoda, if that's what you want to be, right? You can be Baby Yoda and find your greatness in there. And but if you can tie it together with what you're doing, and why can't we, right? The pursuit doesn't have to be just focused on the struggle. And I think I did that for a long time where I was just focused on how hard I'm working, and look at me, I'm working hard, right? But who cares, right? Nobody cares. Just enjoy it. If you're enjoying it, that carries through more than the hard work, right? Because actually, our old CrossFit coach, he his quote that he loves to say is, "Nobody cares. Work harder." And it's kind of true on a lot of levels, right? Nobody cares how hard you're going at CrossFit. Nobody cares. Just work harder. And if you're not doing it for yourself, then you're missing the ultimate point of fulfillment and happiness. Because yeah, I think what would be the superpower you would have if there was one?
Uh, Superpower. You know what? I was actually just asked this a couple podcasts ago. I told them motherhood. I told them being able to share my aloha and take care of people.
Well,
So
that is your superpower, right? So
it's
so
like
what would be the superpower
power.
that maybe if you had aloha power, right? What would it be?
Just that. Just
Hmm.
maybe I can be the superhero who smiles and makes people feel better.
Uh, that's great.
Did it
That's
work?
great. Ah, I love it. I feel better. I
How
feel
about
better.
you? What would your superpower be?
Yeah, I guess I asked this question without really having an answer, so it kind of puts me in a bind here. So maybe I should think this through if I know a question is going to come back at me. Uh, how about slowing down time? I
Okay.
think that I think if you um, have kids, you can understand that. It's we and not that we don't want them to grow up, but sometimes you just the moments pass so quick, and it's the times that we realize that we didn't capture them. That's the time we want back, and that shouldn't be an excuse because you can continue to capture them. But there's some moments that the kiddos, right? And geez, it goes fast.
I get what you're saying because it's like we work.
I'm at least one person on this call gets what I'm
At least
saying.
I understand.
Good.
uh, it's like because we our big whys, our children are big whys each other, but what and how can we promote that why? It's spending that time with each other and with our children, and in that slowing down the time is almost like appreciating more in the moment. I was just asked actually a question by Lindsay Elmore yesterday. I was on her podcast. If you guys have a chance, check her out. Lindsay Elmore, she's fantastic. She asked me about, we started talking about sort of a duality of person, because you have the you that you want to be, your better self. You have the you that takes action, that is a superhero, that is superhuman, that gets stuff done. And she or he isn't even that superhuman, or you're
Mm.
she's you. But then you have the other you who tells you you can't and you won't and you can't do these things, and brings you down and brings other people down, or gives you a bad day, or makes you have cramps, whatever it is. So it's kind of the focus between, I mean, which you do you focus? I know I have to tell that other you, okay, you're not welcome in this room. Go outside, take a walk,
Yeah.
go give yourself a hole, jump into it. Or maybe I give her a big hug and tell her to sit in the corner. Um, but how do we promote that you that is the best and better version of yourself? How do we promote that you that is superhuman, that is extraordinary, that is that person that's going to fly off and leap off tallest building into danger, into the goal, into the worthy opponent that we're all facing today? We're all facing these super villains of our own making, or not even of our own making too. Like these super villains that are around us, whether it be COVID or
Mhm.
joblessness or whatever is happening that you are taking on within yourself. How do we become that person, that superhuman that is going to fight that supervillain?
Well, I appreciate you
More than
asking me,
constructive.
because I do know that the answer to that is to get our book, How to Master a Fit Rich Life in 15 Days and
Yes.
15 Actionable Steps for Tactical Advice, which is coming out shortly. We're excited about it. Pili and I only want to write a quick book, and it's going to be about 60 pages, so it's a pretty easy read, right? So we're not logging you down with a 9-part chapter here, but we're excited for it. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So we will have that coming out soon. We're right there, and you can text us and just say book 908-224-6876, and we'll get you on that pre-list. Should be a couple weeks here when we're ready to launch, but that's gonna be exciting. But back to yours, I think finding your alter ego, where if you can't muster up the courage within yourself, well, then create a new you, right? Create a new you that can be that person for the moment you have to do. If you're afraid about picking up the phone, well, then find make that person. Here's where your imagination can come through in your superpower here. Talents or superhero power is that find the person that is you, right? It could be it could be John Wayne, it could be and you can pick anything, right? Who would be the person that would pick up that phone, right? And you can find your alter ego in that person, and let them be the person that takes the charge. If you need that, why don't you try that? Try something that's going to break it up, because generally, what's the worst thing that could happen? What's
I
the
was
worst thing that happens?
I was just listening to a podcast by Jay Shetty who said that exact thing, how to create an alter ego. There's so many famous
Mm,
people that we know that have these alter egos. I can't remember, it was why can't I remember this politician's name? This was way back when. He was known for putting on different hats. He had a collection of hats. And the reason why he used to wear those hats was because he would always take on to himself, like, who is the person I want to be today? And he would wear
Churchill.
that hat. Yes, yes, thank you, Churchill. And he would wear that hat. He would become that person. For instance, okay, Beyonce used to have Sasha Fierce because how she grew up in the church was in direct against directly what, like, all the like the sexiness and the display that she does today. And she had to find that entertainer, that woman inside her. She called her Sasha Fierce, and that's who she stepped into when she stepped into the stage. Now Beyonce has gotten rid of that other her because she doesn't need her anymore. So
Well,
if
because she is her, right? So would that be the
but she
point, right?
is
So
so she hasn't gotten
yeah.
rid of her. She's taken in the best things about Sasha into her, let go of the rest, and stepped forward into a new her. What Slim
It,
Shady?
yeah,
Uh,
it's crazy enough to hear that it might work, right? And
yes,
so the quote is that the people there's the craziest people in the world are the ones who come up with an idea that no one believes in and change the world.
yep, yep.
And
So
I butchered that in its own way, but basically every idea sounds crazy until it changes the world, and then it's genius.
exactly. And who do you need to become to let those ideas out? Because I know we all have them. We all have
Baby
these
Yoda.
ideas. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. I need to
Right.
become Baby Yoda. Just
Maybe the answer for everything.
uh,
Mm,
make it happen. So I
good.
think what we're trying to get to everyone today is, how do you become that person that you need to be to get those goals done? Maybe you need to create yourself an alter ego, somebody that you can step into, somebody that has the
Mm.
power, because it's in you. And I'm not saying you're creating this whole other person. This person resides inside you. The only way this person can come out is if she or he all is already there. So what you do is you find those things inside you that you want to become. Do you want to be more successful? What steps is that? What does success look like to you? Step into that. Step into the future.
Well, life is about giving yourself permission to do and be who you already are.
Yes.
And so many times we decide at some point that we're not that person anymore, right? We're decide that we one of the coaches the other day said, I'm just not confident. Well, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? You can
Why not?
be.
You
Yeah,
can
but
be.
if you can tell yourself anything you want, whether it's good or bad. You can tell yourself anything you want.
Whatever you believe, it has a tendency to be true.
Good. Well, how many miles have you run today chasing kids?
Yeah. Actually, I took my watch out, so I actually haven't tracked anything this morning. So right now, nothing. But I have run around the house a couple of times today. I am gonna take the kids out later. We're gonna go for a nice walk, jog. It's a nice day outside. You can definitely feel fall coming into the air, the harbinger of winter. So I try to
Mhm.
enjoy fall as much as possible. And then we're also looking into soccer for Lily and Leo, and baseball for Luke, right?
That's fun. Well, Luke's already set up for baseball. 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Awesome.
something like that. That's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
All right. So
So
that
I'm
is a lot to be. So by next time, text us. You can text us book. You can also text us who your superhero is that you would be your alter ego. And it doesn't have to be a superhero. There's a lots of people in this world that really you can mimic or create your own. It doesn't have to be anybody that's a real person. You can create your own.
create your own superhero, be your own superhero. Well, I think that's it for today. We're almost 18 minutes in. That was a great conversation. I miss you so much.
I'll give it. It was an okay conversation. No, it
Okay.
was great. That was great. It's better when I'm there.
Yes, I love it more when you're here. But this was a great conversation, and you are all awesome. Thank you for listening. So grateful. Bye now.